I'm going to do the chart review for 5/16/2019. It is Thursday, and before you click away and not watch the video, hey, so I'm showing you a spiking channel, and I'm going to play you 3 clips from my pre-market video today, basically where I'm showing this spiking channel on the pre-market before it ever happened. I'm describing what's going to happen here. And I'm doing this because I'm trying to get people interested in taking a look at my pre-market videos and seeing how well I'm actually calling this market, and that people could actually make money off of watching those videos. So be back in a couple minutes, and here we go. We're trading right now against this volume node. I think they'll defeat it pretty easily. Should trade through these areas, a little bump right here, but I think we're going to be up here against the 82 area fairly quick today, especially with the hype, and then it'll be interesting to see how it goes through this area. I believe it's one of those grinds. They're going to grind it, and what that looks like is a spiking channel with a very small channel. So I think once we get up and kind of going, you'll get 70 to 80. You're going to get this 10-point rally pretty quick, I think. And I talked about all this in the previous videos about how you could really move really quick through this, because when you do this, there's just, in this current trading, there's this other side of the swing that's just kind of missing because of the gap over the weekend. And so there's just, as far as current trading, there's not a lot here. So that's why I'm thinking it rips through here really quick. Okay, so I went through 3 different chart time frames, and basically pointed out this spiking channel. So this was like the 70 area, this was like the 82 area up here, and I said, hey, it's going to move fast through there. You can see how fast the spike actually moved all the way through there. And then basically I said, hey, it's going to turn into a grind through that higher volume node, and that's basically what you got. If you ever watch price action during the day or whatever, you can tell the grind, because you start to get these little candles that there's just no little pullback on, and even the pullbacks are like real small and shallow, just to the tops of the previous, and they push up, and it's just that grind all day long, where it's just going higher. Shorts are trapped the whole time. There are people trying to short the market, trying to short, and they're just getting eaten alive, and it just grinds all the way back up and makes that channel right there. So hopefully, you can see that, it was a low volume area. I could see it, even the previous day's chart review, and I'm not sure if it was the pre-market, but I actually said that I was salivating for this trade, and it came today, and I was so excited this morning that I was going to get this. So anyways, let's do the rest of the chart review. So hopefully you'll hang out and watch. You can go back and watch all my other pre-market and chart review videos. There's actually a lot of information in there. You can see all the calls that I've made in the last couple weeks, and I've made some really good calls. I called this bottom right here, several of the bounces and stuff like that. You can see I got it marked right here on my chart. So we're coming up here, and we're coming in a hurry. I didn't expect to do it, but we'll do it at the end of the week. We'll probably be up into this area, and I'm looking at maybe a pullback off of this node right here. It looks like we're going to, basically fight right through this and test this bottom of this node, and I think we'll get a pull back off of that on the weekly. So we'll see how it plays overnight. On the daily here, so you can see that we ran right up into the lower volume area right here. Make sure that this is, I'm going to actually pull this back a little bit right here, and you can see that we tested right up to the top of this node right here, and so this was our range for the day. We're actually increasing the ATR to 41. It was a 40 range day. This was like a 50 something rally, 50 point rally. So be prepared tomorrow. You're probably going to get that rally again up into that level up here. So no more in the morning, that's for sure. 240, anything that I can really say here. I don't think there's anything really much to say on this chart. 60-minute. So you can see I had measured out some of the levels here. I took this swing right here, and basically that was the bottom of this little piece right here, kind of the mid-range of this, right up to this candle where this split was, matched across the way with the volume up to this high right here, and we were reaching up for this one, and now we're pulling back and we're right into this level. That's the symmetry that I'm always looking for in the market. And hey, if we get some weakness or whatever, take a look at how the volume is distributed here on this profile right here. And let me just make sure that, we're all the way over. If we actually do get down below in here, you could definitely get a move right back into this node right here. And then I would be looking to probably get a long off of this area if we were to trade back down into that. That's kind of the mini chart. And so what was interesting is this is a perfect move. I know it probably doesn't seem like it, but if we were to measure, I think, this to this, look how it's like right underneath that, right above that. I think it also works this way too. If we take this area, so I always talk about 100% swing, so this has got a nice little midsection to it. I think if I move this up, you'll get that area, and if I measure this up, perfect bisection of that, and there's the top of that one. It's a little bit closer, I think, if you do it this other way though. So if you take the bigger swing up here and then duplicate that one, you get 100% pretty much range extension. That's up to there. So, and then that one's way up there, but that's kind of how you do your targets, and it basically fulfilled it pretty easily, right? Anything else that I really want to talk about? So levels didn't hold real well. It was just too strong. You can see that it fought right around the lines. Was a little bit before the support and resistance here. Came up, couldn't get the pullback at all right here. Just a minor pullback off that one. Right before the level, it got a pullback, got another pullback off that level, and then busted through. There was actually this red line right here that I kind of figured out midday. I didn't give that one to you in the morning. And then this blue line right here was the next pullback. It kind of did this little chop, and then this was the last line right here, and it finally sold off a little bit and bounced a little bit right there, and then finally got back down into this range. So there were some mid levels definitely between the lines and the levels I gave you, but there was already, I don't know, 20 lines or something like that I handed out for the trade levels this morning. So you can see that we were real close to most of them. and traded around the area. For the delta down here, positive day, not huge because they sold it off. But at the top of the day, we were 32,000. They took half of it off by the end of the day, I think. We actually got more trading action here. And yep, 16, 14. So they took almost half, a little bit more than half of it off here at the end of the day, and we're right back into this area. Yeah. PPT's already starting to pump it. The plunge protection team, make sure that the market stays up and all happy. I got too many things here. Looking at the bigger chart, you can see that gap right here, and that lines up pretty good with this little run right here, right? So this was the last of the chart action right there. That's where you got that one little pullback, and it was gone at that point, up into that 80 area where you pretty much had this first little chunk of price action right here, and there wasn't a whole lot there, and basically just continued on through. We got this node above, which will probably hold price down for tonight, and after this big move, I could just see kind of being a little bit sideways, but trying to see if there's anything else to really talk to you about on this. The moves were so big today that you really didn't get anything. So when this pulled back, this was a perfect touch of the top of this volume node right here. And every night we talk about this. This is a cluster of volume. It's going to test the top and get the bounce. And if it's strong, it's gone. If it's weak, it'll trade through and it'll test the bottom of the node. But today was such a powerful day, right? That it was just blowing through the levels. So you really didn't get that kind of test type of stuff. This one right here, it tested the bottom of this node. It just kind of came down and tested the bottom of this node. Didn't really test the top because you already had this little cluster kind of sitting there. It tried right here to bounce off the top, but they're just, you got one green candle out of it, and then it came down and did the bounce right there. Pretty weak bounce, and came down, tested the top of this node right here, right? Got the bounce. You basically traded right back up into the top of this little node right here, and fell back down. Where'd you go? You went and tested this guy. Same thing. This guy, I'm not really sure why it decided to pick right there. It's just kind of like the bottom, I guess, of this volume. But anything else on the chart that I can kind of describe to you today? Beautiful stair-step patterns, right? It's just testing the nodes and taking off and continuing up. For the symmetry, I didn't actually mark this chart up, but so we had this. This was what I was starting with this morning, and you can kind of see how it worked out. So I'd kind of picked out these levels this morning, and I had those first two in, and you can see how it hit the line perfectly, hit the line perfectly, hit the line perfectly. Traded all the way across, hit it. So we're continually like looking for the 100% range extensions, and it's getting it right each time. And that's basically what the symmetry is all about, is the 100% range extensions. Once you kind of get over these range extensions, right, you're kind of trading in, and then when you blow through, you're looking for the range extension all the way across. And you can kind of use that as targets, and I kind of described that on the other chart. But anything else, I think ask me some questions if you got questions, and don't want to make the video too long, but I am going to make a separate video and actually describe what is happening inside of that spiking channel. I hope you'll subscribe and get the notification and give me a like or something if you like the video. So not much action happening on my channel right at this point, but hopefully somebody will find the information useful, and you can really kind of learn how to trade on the volume profile if you take the time and kind of watch the videos. So I will see you in the morning. Take care.